Hey everyone, Pikachu here. In this video we'll be talking about how to build a character in Genshin Impact and my thought process when building out a character. By no means am I a pro Genshin player, but I really love the game and wanted to share what I do if anybody wants to reference what somebody else is doing. I've helped a few friends with building their characters, but remember, it all comes down to how you play and what you have to work with. So definitely take everything with a grain of salt. Without further ado, let's jump into this. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is weapons. When deciding on a weapon, I usually try to go for a weapon that has an easy condition to meet. For example, my Diluc here. I'm using the prototype Aminus because the weapon effect activates whenever I hit a monster. As you can see here, it says on hit. So you know I'm going to be hitting monsters, and when that happens, it's going to activate the weapon effect. The additional attack increase is also a big plus for my Diluc because I want him as a DPS. Another example is my Venti. But unfortunately, RNG didn't bless me with the best weapons, so I just went with any 4-star bow that I was able to get and that I could just equip with on Venti. As you can see, the bow effects doesn't activate unless there's a critical hit. And even if there is a critical hit, there's only 60% chance it would actually generate the energy particles. Now, if I was building Venti to revolve around critical hit, increase critical hit, then maybe this bow would be more fitting. Personally, how I'm building Venti is to be more of an off-field character, where whenever I switch to him, I pop off his ult and skill and switch back to a DPS. So I want him to be able to get his ult pretty quickly. The bow itself does do the job, as it provides energy recharge stat, and pretty good one as that. But I personally want to switch it out with the Battle Pass bow in the near future. So overall, with weapons, you just want to read over the effects and make sure it is what you want, and make sure it is a condition that is actually doable for your character. Alright, now moving on to the more interesting part, artifacts. Now I know with equipping artifacts it can be a bit tedious and may feel like, what the hell do I even put on my characters? So when equipping artifacts, I think about what stat do I want my character to revolve around. As I mentioned before with Venti, I want him to be able to get his ult pretty quickly. So I chose a set that would provide an increase in energy recharge. So as you can see here, these are the two sets. I'm running the Exile and Scholar set, which gives a total of 40%. As you can see, after everything, he totals up to be 202%. Which is he's getting double the amount of energy particles that are coming to fill up his ult. For me, that is what I'm aiming for, but it could be different for you. You can build Venti however you want, or generally for any other character. Another example I want to show you guys is my Diluc. Since he's my main DPS, I decided I wanted to go more attack and elemental mastery, so I chose these two sets. Which is the Gladiator's Finale and Instructor, which of course gives me that attack plus 18%, and then an increased Elemental Mastery by 80. So if you look at his overall, he gets right here 179 points for Elemental Mastery, and he gets that good chunk of attack. Elemental Mastery is definitely good. I like to focus on that just because I've been using Diluc for a lot of elemental reactions. I was running a critical increased critical hit for Diluc, as you can see here, right here. So I have an artifact that would give the Berserker, and I like this artifact too was because it gave that increased attack. So I can show you guys right here. See his attribute. His attack, that's almost 100, I think, that gets increased. But you can see his elemental mastery decrease, and it's only doing this amount of percentage. But when we go back, the reason I decided to go with elemental mastery is because I feel like he's doing a lot more damage, even though his attack is kind of getting lowered. Okay, it's actually about 120. So if you look at the details, 179, that percentage almost, I think, doubles more. So, which is why I went to Elemental Mastery, because he's doing a little bit more damage. But honestly, with artifacts, I wouldn't worry too much about them until you're about AR 35 or AR 40, when you start getting more 4 and 5-star artifacts. Unfortunately, with the 3-star artifacts, they're not too great, but I say definitely play around and work with what you got. From there, you can decide if you want to enhance them or wait until you get some better ones. I can show you my Venti doesn't have all the 4 stars, so he has 1 3-star. My Fischl, she has pretty good stats, as you can see right here. I'm also running a attack and elemental mastery on her, but I don't have that many 4-star artifacts, so I'm running a couple 3-star artifacts on her. So you can decide whether you want to increase their enhance them so that you can get these extra stats right here. A bonus tip for equipping artifacts: an easy way to do this is if you go through your sets, just look through what set you want, and it'll tell you the amount of artifacts that you have for that particular set. Now here's a little clip of my team in action. So that's my thought process when building out a character in Genshin Impact. In summary, check the weapon's effect to see if it works well with each of your characters, and plan what stats you want your characters to have coming from artifacts. If you enjoyed this video or found this helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll try to do more videos like this if people like it. Also, let me know if you guys want to talk about anything else regarding Genshin, or have any other video ideas, suggestions that you would like me to do. I do have a Twitch as well, if anyone wants to follow me and see me live. Otherwise, I'll see y'all later.